Vice President Harris, big story in CNN yesterday, Washington Post today about her future. Talk of running for governor of California, running for president again in 28. Can't really do both if you win the governor's race, or doing something else. I want to show you two paragraphs from the Washington Post story. 102 first, please. Both stories, I would say, were pretty bullish on Kamala Harris's prospects compared to what my sources say. Quote, she proved the skeptics wrong about her abilities as a political athlete, said Brian Fallon, a former Harris campaign spokesman. A very smart guy, Brian Fallon.
Yep.
He claims to believe that she proved her skeptics wrong. And then next paragraph, 103. Many aides and allies say that if Harris sought the presidency again, her candidacy would resemble 2024 far more than 2019. That's when she ran, lost the nomination before a vote was cast. The more centrist, confident Harris voters saw during the general election is more in line with her true self, they said. So this piece says she's not gotten very much criticism. That's true. Dan, more centrist and confident. Did you look at Kamala Harris as centrist and confident in this campaign?
I looked at her as neither of those things. I think the problem, look, for Harris, her future is murky for two reasons. One is her brand. Okay, so they're arguing that, in fact, she's truly moderate. Candidates who have run three times and been successful, Ronald Reagan, let's say Donald Trump now, have been consistent with each of those campaigns, and the country has kind of come towards them, or in Trump's instance, kind of came back towards him. But there was never this like, I was a liberal, then I was a moderate, like I ping ponged around. So she would have to attempt to kind of like, take two, stamp out 2019 and spend an entire year in town halls and other things saying why that is not really who she is. And this is really, really who she believes that she is. The second thing is, from a mechanic standpoint, she did not raise $1.5 billion. The opponent of Donald Trump raised $1.5 billion, and it happened to be her. Both the grassroots was not, hopping up and down with excitement over Kamala Harris, and nor were major donors. Like, if anything, the major donors held their nose and would leave events and shake their head and call reporters and say, my God, she's so blah, she won't answer our questions, etc. When there was no alternative other than Trump, they kept writing checks. So I don't think she would have nearly the fundraising power that she had this first time, or this second time here. And the other thing is, what is her base? What is her coalition of either voters or kind of muscle in the party that you say, okay, they're going to be behind her, and I don't know how we get around that to get to a winning formula. You could maybe argue older black women are her strength, but all the rest of the segments of the party were lukewarm at best about her. So I just don't see why anyone would fear her, certainly for president. And I even think if she runs for governor of California, she will be challenged in a primary.